Hello, I'm OG, and welcome to Speaking of Everything. With me for the first time, very interesting gentleman, man himself, Mr. Gromyko Wilson. How you doing, Mr. Wilson?
How are you, Oral? Thank you very much for having me. It's my
Right.
first interview with you.
Well, it's good to have you in the program, man. It's good to have a colleague here. You have 721 user, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So how are things going?
Well, it is. I want to say struggling,
Uh,
but you're trying to you go out there fishing for the news,
right.
bring them in. As you know, that the government banned me to come in the press briefing. Then they sit down and negotiate with a media team,
Uh,
and they come with they adjust the policy, but they still have me out because they said civil service, the own media company,
Yeah.
cannot be in there. Politicians, former politicians, the whole public office
Yeah.
position cannot be neither there. So it's beside of me, it's Dr. Sock from the radio station.
yeah.
His political analyst can neither go in there to question.
Very interesting.
And lately, they just take out drone. So
Well,
BNC TV.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But you are now a politician, should I say, or you joined the U.S.
USB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being, I suppose you wanted to know how come I switch up. Well, being in the media field, you get everybody with the issues comes to you and talk to you, and I really focus during the pandemic, or right after Irma,
Yeah.
and into the pandemic. I was always vocal when I was doing it in the media, and I started my own platform on the social media, and because of hearing the issues, you're
Yeah.
trying to get this done. For me, the politicians was another focusing exactly on certain issues that directly affect the population. I decided to, let me get into politics. Maybe it will be, people will feel it different, but I think for sure I can make a change, because at least the people can guarantee that they have somebody who's going to really represent them, because I prove it during my time where I do it on social media.
Yeah.
And as I say clearly, I'm not affiliating myself to no type of millionaires who are controlling the government for the longest while.
Well, there are many millionaires controlling government now in St. Martin.
Yes, I know, but sometimes you have to make it general.
Yeah.
So all of that fits in it.
Yeah. But it's kind of difficult to run for office and run without money.
Yeah. I'm one of the largest social media platform on St. Martin, and I use it a lot to reach to the people. I did it before election, and now that I decide to go in politics, I've been using it to reach to the people. I always say God is what made this platform for me. So,
But you work hard at it too.
yeah, because you need to speak the truth, and the people trust you. Sometimes during the pandemic, you tell them, I exposed a lot of things secretly the government was doing that's going to hamper the people. I was a whistleblower, so if the people really honestly give me the opportunity that I deserve, definitely I going to fight to make sure that they doesn't have no hidden agenda to the citizens.
So what are the numbers now in 721? How many
Followers?
Yeah.
Okay, the 721 new platform is 56,000 followers.
Okay.
Then I have the Real Paparazzi page, and with my own Gromyko Wilson page, the total is 86,000 followers.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over the St. Martin. People who have link with St. Martin, either they own property, they're born here, they live abroad for a while, and they have families. They are following me.
So, Mr. Wilson is a very well-known name here, especially in Sabre.
Yeah, correct.
So-
I comes from From my father's side,
Uh-huh.
my father born in Seba, my grandmother, my father, mother, and my grandfather too, Matthias Wilson from St. John's.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, this your first time running for office?
No, this is not my first time. In 1999, I joined the NPP. That was led by the late Vance James
Yeah.
Jr. That's when SPA split and National Alliance born at the same time, and NPP. NPP contest in the 1999 Island Council election. They win a seat, and then after the term, they lost it. That's the time when Gracita come in with
Yeah.
PPA.
Yeah. So how you see politics now? Because I'm sure there are areas that you think that is being neglected by politicians that need to be addressed.
Yeah, it's a whole new breed. These guys end up sitting there. It's not compared to the former politicians. And
Right.
when I say former, let me say in Claude days, Joe Richardson days. These now is completely different. They have a different way of seeing things, and for me, they are just greedy. They're just making steps for they to benefit financially.
But they're also in line with the time. I saw a video with one in the U.S. really groovy, man. I mean, you saw that video?
You mean on his Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, why I call people name as it is, because people go like, well, who there be? Anyway, Jurendi had a video of
Right.
reaching to the people, how he move, he dress, he walks. Then Otley had one up, and then they pull it down and they send that one, bragging with his wealth, if you got it before or after, during, but you're bragging. I know one thing, there is people that cannot make it. They are struggling to get a bread on table to feed their family. And those type of things I find it just bragging compared to somebody who doesn't have it.
Yeah, I saw it and I said, well, hey, look, these guys are young. They're having a great time. The voters, are they going to penalize them for it or reward them, They're taking their chances.
The voters that have your age group, my age group, definitely gonna. I don't see those type of videos is going to make an impact on them to go say they're going to vote. Maybe the young people who looks at the hip hop and the rappers, these type of things. But then, as I say on my own program, Sunday chat, I always tell them these type of things doesn't pay your bills. It don't pay your mortgage. It don't pay your rent. It don't help you to pay school fees.
But do you think you appeal to a younger audience, or because young people are sometimes very fickle?
Yeah, there is young people who listen to the parents or to somebody who's elder in their family, and they will tell them to listen to me. Some of them on their own do listen to me. They know, they put 1 and 1, 2. But they have some who, for example, now we're in the season of Carnival, so you're going to see the same type of politicians that's in power. Is they want to put music, they want to do this, they want to party. As again, party cannot pay your bills, cannot guarantee your future.
When you look at political parties and leaders, the leader of your party,
Pamela Gordon Carty,
it's a very dynamic, intelligent, fearless lady. I think a lot of people like her now.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest reasons that I joined the USP party, because the USP party have the negative history that it looks at all of the politicians that was there that get in conflict with the justice and they were prosecuted. But I always tell them, not every a child from a mother will end up being the doctor, the judge, the lawyer. You will have one of them that will take the wrong way. You understand? So I joined the party because I have a lot of confidence in Pamela. I met Pamela during being in the media. I had to do some press as a coverage.
Yeah.
So we always start talking, and she from Curacao, we speak Pimit
Yeah.
too. So I built a bond, and I approached her. I said, I'm interested. She went in the party, she spoke, they had a meeting with me, and they took on.
So the party received you well.
Yes, for sure. They fine-tuned me.
So, being a person in media, knowing what's going on out there, what do you see as the burning issues in St. Martin right now?
For me, well, these are points that I find in, look into it. You can take different ministry. For example, if I take the ministry of the Prime Minister,
Yeah.
the ministry from General Affairs, how she communicate. I find that she need to communicate more to the people. You know, some of me she lack of communicating with the Parliament self. And not only she, different other people in the Council of Ministers too, they just dodge certain meetings, and because they're in control to put these meetings on the agenda. But I can give you a good example. I have here the letter from the State Secretary that, look at everything. The letter from the State Secretary sent to the Second Chamber about the signing of the new signing agreement that they came to with all of the Prime Ministers. And the State Secretary had the same day that they signed. Later down in the day, she made the letter public. Our Prime Minister reached. We didn't get we didn't get neither the letter because she have to report to the Parliament. Neither that I got. They make it available on then.
Yeah, they don't respect the public here at all.
They doesn't want to create. The election is coming, so they're trying to avoid conflicts. That can boil up out of these type of steps that they make. But you have a responsibility to the voters, to the citizens, and to Parliament.
I don't know if you notice, a lot of people are afraid. It's not like before. They're very, very afraid to say anything publicly or to even share their opinions with you.
Yeah, I agree with you, because on my life, you'll see a lot of people afraid to write. If they see me on the public road, they will pull me on the side. They will talk to me off record. They don't want to write, because the politicians and their cheerleaders, the people who they give jobs and feeding from them, is doing, they victimize them after, and they don't want to be victimized. But I encourage the people to speak out, because it is your right. It's something I fight in this election, and when the society elect me, I'm going to make sure to fight. Your rights have to be respected.
We need to penalize your family too, and your children and everything.
Yeah, correct.
Careful.
They will penalize your family because of your political affiliation or what you state on social media. But I trying to explain them that if you vote for me, these type of things are going to make sure for the government who if I sit in the opposition or I sit part of the government, people need to understand, you need to respect the people's rights. It's in the Constitution of St. Martin, the Dutch Constitution, in the Kingdom, well, let me say it in the Kingdom, and it's in Europe and United Nations. You have the freedom of your speech. And no politician have the right to victimize you or victimize your family, your children.
So, how you feel about poverty in St. Martin today?
Ooh. Oral, in 2017, when the hurricane destroyed St. Martin, in one of my life, all my life at that time, and that's where I wasn't a politician, but I was speaking out. I would consider myself a semi-activist. I always said, people, we're going to get people sleeping in cars, we're going to get people sleeping on the road, in abandoned buildings, and up to today, 2023, we are seeing people sleeping in cars, people sleeping in abandoned buildings, Yeah. And I ain't talking to talk. If you get one of these days, you get let me say 9 o'clock, what time you sleep? Check me. I'm going to drive and show you the vehicles and where they pack. Every single night, in the afternoon, they comes and pack up there. These are people who goes by friends or by somebody or somewhere to get tap water for they to bathe.
It's that bad now, huh?
Yes. And boardwalk, don't talk about it. The boardwalk is set. You go 5 o'clock in the morning, you will see people sleep under these sheds that they have on the boardwalk.
How you feel about St. Martin in terms of aid from the Dutch government?
I agree that if we need to get money, we need to look for the money. And look for the money is most probably raise taxes to get the amount to do. Something I'm busy talking on my podcast is about creating a savings account for the country St. Martin. If I can save 10,000 guilders every month, I'm going to do a way I can create a way how to save more, but you need to have a lot of restriction for whoever come after doesn't goes and say, hey, bank account, let me give it to my friend, my cousin, this, that. My godchild mother get jobs.
Right.
You know? And try to plunder the savings account. But directly answering your question, yes, I appreciate that Holland participated. It comes with clause, but we have the funds. And now all you have to do is just redirect it. Instead of going by somebody who support you politically during your campaign or something like that, to buy things from the supermarket, no. Right. Why we can get some money and we put it into the existing agriculture foundations that's there, and let we create leave them produce the food that we can help. Where you need to literally to purchase it from the can, do it. It maybe sound hostile, maybe it sounds in a way what I'm going to say that people maybe condemn me. But I am person like this. If the pan of milk, I can't get it to a guilder 25 for me to buy a volume, I'm going to look outside the market. Government can order their own stuff. That's it.
So to reduce costs?
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah. If I can switch off a little bit.
Yeah, go
ahead. I was by NEPA before. Example, I was by NEPA. They had a press conference. And, me and Peggy had a conversation. And in that press conference, they was talking about like the stuff that they have to buy, and if they buy a carrot and the children need to make it something out of the carrot, if the person cut it wrong, you need to get a new carrot. And the same thing with they have fine timmeren is carpenter, like fine, you make press, you make this type of
fine
thing.
Carpentry.
Yeah. Why government need to buy these things? You're buying it from the hardwares on the island. If the hardware cannot give me a good price on the bulk, I'm going to buy it from a hardware overseas and bring it in for the school. You understand? Because I can be supporting you and you're not dropping the price. And a lot of people complain about in the supermarket, the price go up. It's going to sound hostile for the owners. If you raise the price, you owe taxes, I want my money immediately. Because you're making money.
Yeah.
You're making money, and I want my money now. I don't have no...
So deter them in a way then.
Yeah, you have to put pressure on them. Either you drop the price for the people to purchase more, but because look, St. Martin, we don't have taxes, import taxes. In Curacao, Aruba, the other islands, the best, they have it. But we some moment we are very expensive. Yeah. And I don't believe in the shipping, because these type of things is the company here buys from their own company overseas, and they shows the government these type of papers. There's that. No, where the government gonna go? If it is provision, we're going to sit down and negotiate with the Caribbean islands.
All right, Mr. Wilson, I have to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to continue speaking with Mr. Gromyko Wilson. He's right here. You're seeing him on camera. He will be my guest still for the next, 12 minutes or so. So don't go away. We're right here and speaking of everything with Mr. Gromyko Wilson. Right back. Please stay with us.
Hey, don't guess about your insurance. Be sure that you're covered. Like with your car. Like your home. Be sure to be covered in case of a fire, flood, hurricane, or some other natural disaster. And travel insurance. Because you never know what could happen when you're on vacation. You could lose your passport, your luggage, or have an accident. So be sure that you're covered.
Insure yourself fast and easy with Be Sure from the Windward Islands Bank Limited. Visit your preferred WIB branch, WIB Insurance Services, or BeSureSt.Martin.com. Get your Be Sure insurance at the Windward Islands Bank, your partners in progress.
For real? Somebody came in here and steal my curtains? Well, it's a good thing I'm insured with Be Sure. Because even the contents of my apartment are covered. Don't play guessing games with your insurance. Be sure.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
If you'd like to advertise on Hot 99.9 FM, give us a call, 520-6070. 520-6070. Mr. Gromyko Wilson is my guest. So, Mr. Wilson, how is it going so far? Okay?
Yeah. Sweating here, yeah. You know, I sit in front of our hips.
It's good to have you at the program, man. It's, you know, St. Martin is going through some serious changes right now. We've seen a lot of construction, a lot of people on the island, but still, earlier you mentioned about the people that have nowhere to sleep. People can't understand that.
Yeah. Because of either they lose a job, their employers then pay them less, you know, it struggle them. And it's something the SSRP, during that time with the lockdown, I spoke about it. You know, I spoke about...
Was it a good program?
I beg your pardon?
Was it a good program?
It was a good program, but the people, the employees had an office that they can go and report to the Dutch people or whoever you put there. I believe put the Dutch people because this government works with the millionaires. They protect them. Report and say, you know, I work so and so, and I'm not getting, I signed the papers, I have this, and I ain't get paid. And leave the Dutch people them who put the money available for us, leave them report to the Dutch prosecutor. We need to see some of these employers them arrested.
It was abused, that whole thing, huh?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I tell you. And the people call me, cry, security guards, people working on Front Street, the business people them start moving, the jury, because they already know that it was going to shut down, but they kept. I know a girl signed all of her documents what she need to sign, never got from March, never got a salary. But the employer yes got paid. And they kept that list secret.
I thought it was published.
No, they leaked something, but officially channeled, the Minister of Finance had to send a press release and say, this is the list.
Oh, okay.
They drop it on WhatsApp, but who tell me that is the correct thing, you know?
Because I saw the list and everything else. But, you know, Mr. Wilson, so you are going to ask the people for their support to go to Parliament in the next election. That's scheduled for January 2024, right?
Yeah, according to the law, January 2024 will be. But I still have a feeling that they're going to call it this year.
Before?
Yeah.
It's a tricky thing.
There is a talk about it.
It's very tricky because depending on the timing, it can hurt or help the government.
I don't think it will help them. If the people know what they went through after Irma, when these people took 100%, because they brag about 4 years. Well, then in that 4 years, the people need to remember that they lose a job, they get backward with the pay, people are being put out. You know, I ain't gonna tell you who, but there is a police officer, and this is Anna Richardson in her capacity as minister. You have to say so because otherwise it takes everything personal. Understand as a police officer is sleeping in his car. He owe his landlord. And you know, I get emotional, but these are the things
that shouldn't be.
Yeah, these are the things that I fighting for. And if the people of St. Martin doesn't understand that I'm not going in there to enrich myself, I'm going in there to make sure your rights and put pressure on the government, okay, for they do. If the party I belong, part of government, they're feeling the pressure from inside for sure. You understand?
Yeah.
But these type of things they don't understand. If you know, right now the police is the main topic. They had a calculation when Jureni Duran was Minister of Justice. They pay 50%. There is other 50. Pay at least that 50% that was calculated already. Right. They have money in their hand. They can pay their bills in. Maybe there is the banks are looking through the fingers because of the situation that they see. But the banks too have an obligation, you know? So, and it goes for a lot of more other civil servants in general and the people that's out there. But I can guarantee the people ain't going there to be just like the other ones, as they always tell me.
Yeah. Well, you know, the way things are going now, it looks like it will be tomorrow. Everybody else is already campaigning out there, all the political parties and so forth. Your party, as I say, is a USP. And
the light blue.
Right.
And there is a rumor out there that I found part of DP. No, I good, you know. I respect the elderly politicians, the elder politicians. I have Sarah as, like, you know, a role model because you can learn a lot from Sarah, from all of her left tricks and all of her right tricks. You know how to deal with it. And if you let me just say fast there, when they had an election in Holland, the provincial thing, but I didn't know how this thing works. So what I do, I pick up the phone, I call Marcel. No, I saw Marcel. No, I call Marcel, and after I say, Marcel, explain me how this Dutch thing is and what effect it makes with the 6 Dutch Caribbean islands. And he explained me. So you have to have bond with these people because I knew I have to learn. So I have to have them to pick up the phone, I can ask them. And people maybe see me and say, no, you're too green, you green in politics.
Everybody was green at one time.
I have a group, a team, close people who's going to help me when I get elected in Parliament.
Well, that's good. Well, Mr. Wilson, we have 45 seconds, all yours in closing. Anything else you want to add to the viewers?
My name on the ballot is Wilson Gromyko, LNV. And if you want me, I want this voice in Parliament to represent you, next coming election, vote for Gromyko. I am the last on the list on the USP party. I don't know the number, but the position that I requested is the last on the list. Right. And you will have proper representation.
Well, Mr. Wilson, thank you. Much success and hope to see you back. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Mr. Gromyko Wilson. That's it for now. And speaking of everything here on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, YouTube. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. Okay.